Hello everyone and welcome to the Captain's Videoweblog. We are Thursday, August the 4th, 2016. I'm a bit tired if the fact that I confused the month doesn't make it obvious enough. I don't really know why I'm so tired, maybe I slept only 6 hours. I don't know. Um, or maybe it's the fact that I you know, have slept just after midnight to 2:30 in the morning. I don't know. Anyway, what can I talk about? Oh yeah, so um, this morning there was a presser or a press conference, if you like it better that way, of the president of the not the president. The president intervened, but it was normally going to be a press conference from the majority shareholder of Marseille. You know, they won yesterday. Yeah, they won uh, Wednesday evening against Girona. It wasn't a really convincing game, but a press conference like that, I think it's something rather new. But at the end of the day, it's something that most clubs do. You know, to present, for example, the new players, which is something that Marseille has by the boatload every year, despite the fact that I think that most of the starting 11 of last year has gone away. I mean, Florian Thauvin has just come back on a season-long loan with, and that's the very funny stuff about it. Um, at the end of the season, Marseille will be forced to buy him back for 11 million euros, meaning that Newcastle still are losing 6 million euros on that trade. But yeah, it's still a transfer that was for nothing, I guess. But I mean, I'm glad because Thomas was one of the best players of last season, and when Bielsa was the coach, I didn't understand why he was always making Thomas play because he was already good, but he was running for nothing. And then this season, I've seen him play, and I've seen Alessandrini play, and I'm like, okay, I get it. So yeah, um, but still, nothing really new has been announced. I mean, Margarita Louis Dreyfus is a great. Uh, I don't even know the word, but she's great when it comes to business. She just doesn't really give a damn about the football club, despite the fact that it's pretty much part of what she inherited from her late husband, Robert Louis Dreyfus. So yeah, let's not talk about football. It's gonna piss me off to know it. I mean, France won 4-0 in their opening match for the Olympics against Colombia, leading 3-0 at halftime. So that's great. But still, let's not talk too much about it. Let's talk about wrestling because yesterday night was an okay NXT and a fucking wonderful episode of the Cruiserweight Classic. So first off, NXT opened with Hideo Itami, who's back and who's still not using the GTS. I mean, he used it once in San Diego and everyone popped for it, but I think that on NXT TV, he should refrain from using it, and I think that even Triple H and I mean, I guess even Hideo has said it that way. I think the GTS shouldn't be used by Hideo on NXT TV before it's used to win a championship. He faced Sean Maluta, contender, participating in the Cruiserweight Classic, who got eliminated by Kota Ibushi. It was an okay match. Sean Maluta did less tricks that, or maybe fewer but he did not the same kind of spots that he would have done against Ibushi. But still, he has good offense. I mean, probably most of the participants of the Cruiserweight Classic should get a deal with the WWE because holy shit, are they all great. So yeah, I'm glad to see that Hideo is still over. You know, the fans still connect with him despite the fact that he's been on the bench for over a year. He's missed the growth of NXT, and there's this angle of that explains his injury. And I mean, given the how bad it is, I guess if it were real, he would have been able to press charges. I mean, even if it hadn't been that terrible, he would have been able to do that. So yeah. What else? What else? What else? Mojo Rawley had a match that was interrupted by Samoa Joe, but then Joe tried to cut a promo saying that he doesn't need Regal to interrupt matches and all that. And then Mojo Rawley tried to enact some revenge. At the beginning, it looked like it worked, but then he got caught in the coconut clutch on the ramp. So sorry. There were a couple of backstage segments which are really cool, despite the fact that the WWE mise en scène is still very very present. The first one being the one with the Revival, and then TM61, and then Gargano and Ciampa. The TM61 want the Revival started by saying that they are pretty much the best, the top guys, and TM61 are saying that because the Revival claimed that they were the best tag team in the world, on the planet, and all that. And TM61, being Australians, are saying like, "Are you sure that?" Because the planet is pretty big. So yeah. And then came out Gargano and Ciampa saying that they are pretty much the number one contenders, but in all aspects but the name. And they won their shot, but the Revival got away from that, saying that we have a match. We actually agreed to have a match with TM61, so it's your heart out. So yeah, later at night, TM61 and the Revival had a really really good match. Tag team action is pretty great on NXT. Let's not forget that most of the better teams on the main roster came from NXT. So yeah, and the Revival won. They are saying that they beat everybody, and then Gargano and Ciampa came out and said that sure, you have beaten everybody, even Pikachu and Charmander for some reason. But they want to have a shot at the tag team titles, and before the Revival could get away, they got kicked in the face, and Gargano and Ciampa ended the episode hoisting the belts above their heads, saying that pretty much they are going to be the tag champs. You gotta deal with it. Other matches, so the other backstage segment was Bayley saying that she had observed Asuka and that she felt that she was ready to face her, to which Asuka said, you think you're ready? Well, come and get it. So Asuka faced Alia. She won with the Asuka lock, but so Bayley was on commentary at the beginning of the match, but then Asuka, graciously gave her a chair on the ramp, but Bayley just threw it away, stood there, kind of defiantly, and mind games and everything. Like even Asuka got into that kind of action because she actually looked at Bayley while she was doing the Asuka lock. So it's going to be a great match. I can't wait for it. Oni Lorcan had a promo which felt a little bit late because he was saying that his victory against Ty Dillinger wasn't a fluke, despite the fact that he has essentially jobbed to everyone he's faced since. So I mean, I guess it's too far removed from his win to actually matter. Um, I mean, NXT is only 1 hour, so I don't think there was more than that. So yeah, so the final four matches of the first round of the Cruiserweight Classic. So the first one was Rich Swann, who won his first match on the network against Jason Lee. Jason Lee is probably the more skilled of the two Hong Kong representatives. He has a more fluid style, which is probably due to his kung fu training. But I wouldn't want to be too making too many stereotypes. Rich Swann won with a standing 450, which is really impressive. But yeah, it's pretty strange to me that Rich Swann never won a match on NXT before going on to win on the Cruiserweight Classic. But I'll take it. Another match, Noam Dar going against Gurv Sierra, the other one of the Bollywood boys. It was a match where both men didn't blend well together. Um, it was strange. I mean, Noam Dar won with the knee bar, which we should have seen it coming because, I mean, Noam Dar really did some work on Sierra's leg, but he didn't really dominate. So I guess it came I kind of a surprise when he went for the pin and then went for a headlock and then decided that fuck it, knee bar, let's do this. But then the two final matches were really great. The first one was Jack Gallagher against Fabian Eichner. WWE should sign Jack Gallagher. Like, he has charisma. He lacks maybe a little bit of color. Like, he's really pasty white, but he's really great in the ring. That is, he is like 40 pounds lighter than Eichner, and despite that, he was able to counter every kind of physical attack, and that was really great. I felt like Eichner was also very. He could do moves. Like, he managed to pull out a springboard double springboard moonsault, which is usually the kind of stuff that usually doesn't really work, but he made it work, and he's also fucking powerful. Like, he was in a sleeper, but he reversed it into a suplex, and then a I think it was a power slam. No, it was a power bomb, sit out power bomb, and that Gallagher won with that drop kick, that corner drop kick. That he puts all his weight into that, and that was really great. But the main event, which was Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano, was something else. Like, the brutality of this match was just something you had to see for yourself. It was, there was a narrowed crush on the apron, lung blower, slaps that could really pull your face off. Lariats and all that. Like, at one point, Ciampa was going to strike Gargano in the face with his bare knee, and then he was like, "No, I ain't doing that kind of shit." And I guess that's what made him lose the match, because eventually Gargano won with a crucifix pin. So yeah, I'm hyped for the second round, to be quite honest. So it was all, there were matches that were and there were matches that went through the roof, and I cannot wait for more of that in the second round. And I can't wait for more of that in the coming years and in the cruiserweight division as well. So yeah, I'm really hyped for that. So anyway, thanks for watching.